Leon Pryce, Workington Town, the visitors to Odsal Stadium on Sunday. It is effectively a top 4 clash, a top 3 clash.
Yeah, we obviously over the last couple of weeks we've picked up some crucial wins to land us in 3rd, and obviously Bulls have been going fantastic all year along with York, both on even points, only points difference separating them. So yeah, we are where we are. We understand we're under no pressure in this game. Everybody's expecting a Bradford win, which gives us a free shot, and rightly so. Bradford have been the form team of the competition along with York, so we'll come here as massive underdogs, which is always enjoyable.
A lot of people will bill it up as Leon Pryce returning to Odsal, his spiritual home, and Bradford, but it's more than that. It is effectively Bradford top of the table against 3rd placed Workington Town. Yeah,
obviously it's a lot more than just me coming back to my hometown. There's 2 points at stake, and it's massive pressure for Bradford, because after having such a fantastic year, if for them to drop points now would be crucial in the race for the automatic promotion. So, like I say, it's nice for me. It's nice for us. It's nice to come back home. It's nice for us as a club to come here with a free shot. We've been massive underdogs. There's nobody at all expects us to win. All the pressure's on Bradford, so gives you a free shot. Odsal is very rare.
And in terms of Workington Town, barring a last minute defeat at home against Whitehaven, if that result goes in your favour, you'd arrive in 9 on the bounce.
Yeah, we've been in good form. We picked up I think the last heavy defeat we took was York away, which for me was probably my biggest learning curve this year. I learned a lot about maybe how to coach differently in big games, and since then we as a team we've probably galvanised and come together as a lot tighter group, and we've picked up some crucial wins, like you said. Other than that one, it would have been 9 on the bounce. That one to be last second loss again, but learning curve again. It's only my first year coaching, so it's all about learning and the experience and growing as a team and as a coach.
And with 5 rounds to go, you really are in control of probably your own destiny, in terms of making the top 4. Yeah,
that's the most probably pleasing part, is to get to this part of the season with what is 5 or 6 games to go, and like you said, we're not relying on anybody's results. So if we perform in the manner and the fashion that we know we can, then we should hopefully be within them qualifiers somewhere.
And just focusing on the coaching side of things, Leon, it is your first year. How are you finding it all? I mean, you mentioned the learning curve, and you're still learning as the weeks go by, but how is Leon Pryce adapting from the playing side to the coaching side now?
Yeah, I've loved it. Obviously when I had to retire through injury, I had 4 or 5 months out of the game, which were really tough, and to be back involved in the game around rugby people and coaching is fantastic for me personally. This season has probably been hard because I'd always watched Super League, and even though I played a little bit of Championship with Bradford, I'd never really watched Championship. Always watched Super League. I didn't really, the recruiting wise of it, I'd always gone on just probably players that had played Super League are probably able to adapt to this level, or if you played Super League then you'd be good at this level, and that's not the way it's worked out at all. Now I've got an understanding of the kind of players that you need to play at this level. It's a lot tougher. I think the competition's a lot tighter than people realise, for teams like us anyway. Have not got the resources of Bradford and York. So it's been a massive learning curve, but I understand the league a lot better now. The players that we need to perform at this level are young, hungry, have got a point to prove, rather than your ex-players who are probably at the back end of the career.
Very early in your career in the under-16s, you were the captain of the England school side. Is that something throughout your career that you can bring into coaching, because you've always been out there on the field as a very talkative person, showing some leadership qualities?
Yeah, I'm never short of a few words to say, mate, just like yourself, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's good fun, isn't it? I mean, all I've done is I've played rugby since I was 8 and played professionally here since I was 15, so it's in my blood, it's my life. So if I can't coach, then there's not much else I could do really. I can never see myself behind a desk doing a desk job. Being around rugby and just passing on what I've been taught over 20-25 years is what comes easy to me, what comes natural, is what excites me. And probably having them 4 or 5 really difficult months of not being involved in the game, being sat home on my own, probably reignited the fire inside me, the passion. and made me realise how much I do actually love being involved in the game. So yeah, I'm my head's 100% in the game.
Sunday here against Workington and Bradford, Leon, it'll be the first time you've been back at Odsal in an official capacity. The last time you were here, it was a heavy defeat to the Bulls against London, and you left the field to boos and jeers. I don't want to talk too much on it, but that really did hurt you.
Yeah. Well, I think you've got to go through tough times to appreciate the good times. I think at that point in my career, I mean, looking back on it now, at the time, yeah, it really hurt, and obviously sent me into a very dark place, and quite embarrassed for my wife and my mum and my daughter who was in the stand. But going that low made me go and seek help, which I was too proud, which I needed. At the time, I really needed some help. I was disguising a lot of things on the field, and I couldn't do it anymore. I mean, I started off the season playing one injection in my knee, and then ended the season having one at start of game, one at half time, and by the time I'd got there, I just couldn't run anymore. And probably them boos and jeers, even though they were hurtful, probably made me go and get help that I needed. So always take the good out of the bad, and if it weren't for that, maybe I'd have still been battling on and try and disguise the mess that we're in personally off the field. What
sort of a reception would you expect from the Odsal faithful on Sunday?
Probably boos and jeers, as well, let's expect that. Let's expect the worst. whatever comes in. Listen, I'm a really proud Bradfordian, regardless of the Bulls. I'm proud of what I achieved here as a player. I'm proud I'm proud that I'm from Bradford. Bradford made me the person I am. I believe that anybody that's brought up around here, you're never given anything. You've got to earn everything, and you're never uncomfortable in any situation. It's a tough place to grow up, but there's nobody more proud to be from Bradford than me. And I've lived in France and I've played for Saints and all and what have you, but I've always lived in Bradford. I've always been proud to say that I'm from Bradford. So I regard myself as one of these people. That's it.
I was watching some old clips the other week, and it was the Centenary Square Challenge Cup homecoming from 2000, and it was quite a scary thought to look back at that great Bradford side. You were one of the few actually local, homegrown Bradford players in that side.
I think I was the only one. Yeah, I think I was the only Bradford lad in that team. And if you look now, since when Leeds came through with that kind of golden generation, your Baileys, your Walkers, and I've tried to get Leeds-based players, Maguires, Richard Mathers. That kind of came after our success. So to be the only Bradford lad in a team full of superstars, which was hard to get into, and hard team to get into when you try and get past players like Robbie Paul, Henry Paul, Tavita Vicona, Shante Nappy. To try and get in that team was really difficult. So, I'm really proud of achieving that, of coming through in that a golden generation.
Obviously, you were a player at the club last year. How pleasing is it, albeit not from a Workington Town point of view, that Ethan Ryan, Brandon Pickersgill, Ross Oakes, Liam Kirk, all these homegrown Bradford players are really kicking on under John Kerr in 2018? Yeah,
it's good. I think it's good maybe as a club, really, looking from the outside now. It's good to see, because at the end of the day, it's the fans that go through the most. Obviously, the players, we go through the administration, but we move on, try and find other jobs, try and find other clubs. But it's the same fans that have been coming here when they were 18, 19,000, 16,000, 24,000 against Leeds in 1999. It's them same fans that have gone through the administrations and had to see team after team dismantled, had to see the name run through the mud in social media, on the papers. It's good for them to get some positivity, to get some stability, to get back to winning ways. They deserve it, because it's them who's been through the most. So I'm happy for the fans.
Can you see the light breaking through the clouds here under John Kerr?
I can, 100%. Yeah, John Kerr's definitely 100% right man for the job. It'd be good to keep him here for a while, get some real stability. But I don't think we should write off York. York could give us a good tonking this year, and they are a very good team. So I don't think it's over yet by a long shot. So it's between Bradford and York for the automatic promotion. But York are going to have a hell of a lot to say. They're very well coached and a good team.
And just finally on what do you make of League One in 2018?
It's good, it's tough. You know, Mick, it's tough, innit? It's a lot tougher than people thought it is for me. There's a lot of teams that can beat each other. I mean, if we drop out of third now, I think there's about 4 teams all on level points, which could take us down to 6th. So, you know, there's Doncaster, there's Odsal, there's Keighley, there's Whitehaven, there's ourselves, there's Oldham. That are all the chasing pack, that all them teams can beat each other. So it's very difficult. I mean, other than Bradford and York, who are the most consistent and, you know, got the most stability and probably the biggest backing, you know, all the teams underneath them can beat each other.
I mean, there's been talk of getting rid of the super rates and potentially reducing funding to Championship and League One. Now we're both involved in League One, and we look at just how tight the competition is and the competitiveness. I think that'd be a wrong decision for the powers that be above to make.
I think as a rugby league fan, as somebody who's always played Super League, I think they've got to get the top of the competition sorted out first. I'm involved in the Championship and League One, League One really, but I think we're going to this back end of the season, and the most exciting part of the season's already done. I think we undersell the Challenge Cup. I think that's the most historic trophy that we've got, yet we can't fill stadiums. And don't think we've got the scheduling right for that, because we should be filling stadiums for that. It's the most prestigious trophy. I grew up wanting to win a Challenge Cup, and then for the back end of the year, for me, the playoffs should give more teams chance if you want to create atmosphere and a buzz. And, you know, there's teams like Hull FC and Huddersfield, and there's 4 or 5 teams that are just playing just to see the season out. Now these games should be the most exciting, so they've got to get the structure and the formula right to make this end of the season at the top of the league. People wanting to watch, and you know, when you're losing players constantly to NRL and to rugby union, you've got to find ways of dealing with that. All our best players, you know, John Bateman's, Elliot Whitehead's, Josh Hodgson's, Sam Tompkins, Burgess's, James Graham, Kyle Eastman got a union, Owen Farrell. You know, in 20-30 years ago, Owen Farrell would be playing for Wigan, wouldn't he? You know, Sean Edwards coming back, but 20-30 years ago he'd have been involved in league. Andy Farrell. There's definitely an exodus of us top stars that go to NRL or rugby union, so they've got to try and get that formula right at the top to try and keep those players and try and make it as exciting a league as possible. So I understand why. I hope the funding doesn't drop. That we've got a good enough game to be able to spread the money out, hopefully a little bit further.
And the very final question, Leon, we're on Bulls TV, and thank you very much for coming down this afternoon. Out of your career, a highly distinguished career, you know, Lance Todd Trophy winners, grand finals, Super League titles, World Club challenges. What would you say is the defining Leon Pryce game, and you know, the performance that you're most proud of?
For Bulls?
For anyone?
Probably I'd say the 2008 Challenge Cup final against Hull. I mean, I've done it for Bradford, but I'd always been, you know, I'd call it a bit part player, you know, utility, wing, come off the bench, stand off in. Never really were the focal point of the team, whereas when I was at Saints, I ended up being the key player at certain times. And I scored, you know, to score a try at Wembley and to win the game in front of 80,000 people, that was probably my favourite moment.
Well, thank you very much, Leon.
Cheers.
All the best for Sunday.
Cheers.
And we'll see you here.
Cheers, mate. Tom.